What's up, party people? I'm Tamara, and welcome to Tam Psych Advice. Today, we are going to talk about the ever so attractive ENFP. And I think this makes a very attractive type, whether it's a male or a female. So, some of the things that pop out to me about ENFPs is that they are energetic, they're curious, gregarious, full of ideas, creative, flexible, outgoing. They are flirtatious. They can be a little naughty sometimes, which makes them interesting. They're emotional, they're fun, they can be daring. They just have naturally really big personalities, even though I know some people like to call them what do they say? The introverted extroverts, but I really don't agree with that. I mean, yeah, there are some that present maybe a little bit more introverted than other types, but not really. I think they are generally quite extroverted. And for me, ENFPs tend to be one of the easiest to spot for me. Their presence is very clear. Like, there are some people's MBTI types that are a little bit more difficult to figure out right away, especially if it's a type that you see typically on a guy or typically on a girl, and then you're trying to sort some things out. Some people's types don't present as easily, but ENFPs jump out at me. And so that's why sometimes when somebody thinks they're an ENFP, I'm like, you don't have that ENFP feel. It's very, it's just that to me, they're like the easiest to spot. So I recently had an encounter with an ENFP, and just the whole thing was so much fun. It's not like we spent that much time with each other, but I bumped into an ENFP at work, and they're just so open, even though she was like shushing me, like, shh, like, don't say anything. But she was like, I'm looking for another job. You know, they have a way of making you feel like you've been friends with them forever. And she was showing me all these apps that she's using to find another job. And and it was just a great short conversation. She was telling me about how some people don't like her for no reason. Like, there are a couple of people that just dislike her. And this ENFP is super pretty, has a really big personality. She dresses really cute every day. She has a fun hairstyle. And she said she started talking about her intuition, which I've never honestly really heard, or maybe I haven't had the pleasure of having conversations with ENFPs where they just start talking about their intuition. And I don't think she knows anything about Myers-Briggs, but she was like, she said, what is the word? Intuitive. And so she said, I can tell. She said, I just play it off. But I can tell that there are some people who don't like me. And it's, she said, for what though? Like, what is the reason? I haven't done anything to them. So is it the way that I look? Is it my personality? She was like, I like to work really, really fast. I get energized by that. That's just my thing. And she said, I think that frustrates some people because I jump in and I'm done but she was like, would you rather me be on my cell phone? Then you would be upset with me too. So she said, I don't know what it is about me. She said, but there are definitely some haters, and I can see that, because she's happy. That's how she presents. And I know she's had some struggles in her life. Well, because she told me, and I already kind of knew that her husband had left her, and she has children, but she was like, I don't care about my happiness. I just care about my kids' happiness. That's what I'm focused on right now. And so even though she had been through a tough season, she still had that ENFP energy that I just absolutely love, where it was just gregarious and upbeat and just super friendly. And she gave me a big hug when she saw me the next day, like 2 huge hugs in a row, even though we're in the middle of the pandemic. And, but I mean, we both had on our mask. But yeah, she gave me the biggest hug and I felt like I needed it. So I don't know if she sensed that. But before we left our conversation, she had some candy. And so she had a box of those Kit Kats. They were like bite-sized type, Kit Kats or whatever. And she had a whole box full of them that somebody had given her. And she was like, "You want some?" And I was like, "Okay." So I reached in to get one. And before I knew it, she had taken a handful of them and dumped like half of them in my bag. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." She was like, "Just take them, just enjoy, And so she just reminded me how much I love ENFP energy. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to put this video out on the same day that I release the other video that's maybe not as, and I think the other video is an exception to the rule type video because most of my interactions with ENFPs are very upbeat, lively, and friendly and fun, just like that. Like, they're like, "Hi," and I love that. I think Rachel Ray is an example. Jennifer Lopez is an example. I usually don't mention celebrities anymore because people used to go bananas anytime I said, "I think this person is this," What is his name? Mario Lopez. So yeah, I love ENFP energy. I think they are naturally flirty. They're very smiley. They're just a really, really neat type. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say about them. But you can check out my other ENFP videos. I did a love video on them. I did a personality profile of them that you want to check out. Hopefully I've labeled them in my playlist. If not, I'll do that right now so that if you want to see more on the ENFP, you can do that. So make sure you subscribe because occasionally I get a hankering to be all over the place with my videos. I'm usually kind of consistent, but if you want to be notified when I do these random videos like this one, then definitely hit the bell notification. Subscribe because it makes me happy. I mean, you don't have to, but it makes me happy. And definitely check out my books, The Workplace Narcissist by Tamara Hunter Zyon on Amazon. And then I also have one that's about love, which is called Flip This Script on Love by Tamara Hunter Zyon. And I'm just so surprised that I was able to crank out 2 books. I've kind of written most of my life stories and poems and stuff like that. And I always vowed that I would never write a book. So, if I wrote a book, it's because I had a lot to say. And I probably will never write a book again because it was really hard. But I wrote it with you guys in mind. So check it out and let me know if you have anything you want me to talk about regarding the ENFP. Put it in the comments because sometimes I can't think of everything. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, my wonderful friends.